If you're looking for a budget-friendly gift and a really simple method on how to wrap it so that it looks really impressive, I've got you covered. I took these jam and crumpets and I made this. To start off with, I needed to find something that was about the same size as my jam and my crumpets. This could have been anything, a cereal box, a box for crackers in the cupboard, but I found this apple juice box that was just about the right size. So I popped it down on my cellophane and I folded it over just so I knew how much to cut off the roll. My cellophane was actually double width here, so I had to take that into account. Cellophane can be a bit tricky because obviously it's slippy, so the first thing I did was put a piece of sellotape on it so that when I folded it over, that second piece stuck to it. Not stuck to the apple carton, stuck to the other piece of cellophane I folded over the top. Once that was done, all I did was take a long piece of sellotape and stuck it along the seam so that it was all secure. The next thing I'm going to do is on the bottom. Now you literally just wrap this like a present. You'll see in the video that I'm putting loads of sellotape on here but still trying to keep it nice and flat. That's because this is going to be the bottom. The last thing you want is that everything falls out the bottom, but you also want it so it stands up nicely. So put as much sellotape on there as you're going to need. Once that's done, you just take the box out that you've wrapped around, and you have to do this with a little bit of patience. It can be quite tricky. You have to do it a little bit at a time, keep tugging at those corners, and all of a sudden then at one point it will just come out as easily as anything. And then you just pop in your jam and pop in your crumpets, and it's really that simple. Stick some extra tape on the back if you need to, just to hold it in, and you've got your main part of the present. Now I wanted to make this a little bit more special, so I'm going to put some curling ribbon on there, and really at this point I should have got myself an elastic band, but I was just being lazy. So you can put an elastic band around here to gather at the top, but I'm just pulling a piece of the curling ribbon around there and tying it in a knot so I know it's nice and secure. This is the basis of your present already done. I realised at this point I'd left too much on the top, so I took some of that off. You can cut it straight across, but I wanted to do it in a zigzag fashion. It did leave a few little loose bits, but it's cellophane. If you give it a nice little tug, those pieces just come straight off because cellophane rips nice and easily, and you will not be able to tell the difference at all. So there it is, but I still wanted more ribbon around the top. I wanted it to look really curly. So I took some more of my curling ribbon. Now I've sped this up loads here, but you'll be able to see that I'm actually taking 3 long strips of it and trying to make it exactly the same length, and I'm keeping hold of the bottom and the top. I then put the bottom and top piece together, put it in the middle, cut it, and then all of a sudden I've got 6 pieces. If this step looked absolutely mind-boggling, don't worry about it. Cut the pieces separately, tie them on separately. This is just my method. Do whatever works best for you. After you've got those bits tied on, you just want to get those scissors out and do the good old curling trick. We all know how to do that. We've been doing it for years on the top of our Christmas presents to try and make things look good. Just take your scissors and score up that ribbon and make sure to do it in the way that the ribbon has actually curled. If you try and do it on the opposite side, it will make the ribbon flat. Last thing to add on is a label. You can use a pre-made label if you like, but this one actually matched some wrapping paper and I didn't want to waste it. So I found this piece of gold card that I'd just got laying around in my craft box. I'm terrible. If I've got bits left over that I think are big enough to make something out of, I always keep them because you never know. You can see here I'm trying to decide whether to cut the end off or not because I've got that curve that was already cut out of it. But I realised that a lot of labels actually have a point on the end, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it into a point. It means that I can still then keep the length of my label. It was that simple, and then I've just got a star cutter here where I punched out a hole. I could have got a hole punch, but I had to go looking for it because somebody's taken it somewhere. And then I just wrote the label. I decided to call this a birthday breakfast kit, but quite honestly, you could use this for anything. I needed to attach that label on, so I just got a normal piece of string, folded it in half, threaded the loop through the hole, pulled the string through the loop, and there you go. It's already fixed on there. Last little bit, and this really is optional, I sort of measured how far down I wanted the label to hang, and then I tied a knot in it. You don't have to do this, but you'll see now in this next part, when I wrap this around and put it underneath the ribbons to tie the label on, it means that I can't pull the label any further up than where I've done the knot. I know it's only a small little step, but I just find that this makes it hang so much better and it keeps it nice and straight, and I've got it in exactly the place that I wanted. So I've just tied up that string and then I'm just going to chop it off with some scissors, and that is pretty much it. You can use this method for wrapping absolutely anything. I've been doing it for years, and you can also use it for making gift bags just out of normal wrapping paper. This whole gift cost me less than £5 and I called it a birthday breakfast kit, but you really could make this for any reason. It could be a thank you gift, it could be a hope you're feeling better soon, it could even be an end of year gift for a teacher, and I've got some more of those teacher gifts to come that are cheap and simple, and again really easy to make and look fantastic. So if you want to see any of those coming up, make sure you click that follow button. See you in the next video.